Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mama Rose Show in our new location in Forest Hills. We are so excited, and this week we're back, we're better than ever, and what better guest could we start with on our new journey? Christine Aziz. Oh my God, welcome, how are you?
Thank you so much for having me, Mama Rose. Congratulations on the new studio. It looks amazing. I am good. I'm in Mississauga, Ontario, so outside of Toronto.
Oh yes, lovely Canada. We all love it, of course. But you're here. You're here in New York, and
I am.
it may not be in person, but who cares? We're staying together and being fabulous.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we have been facing many challenges over the past several months of our lives. How have you been making your way through this?
Well, first, so unfortunately I did have to leave New York. I made the decision to come home because I didn't want to be alone. Like, I lived alone, and I thought it would be great if I was able to stay with my family, live rent-free for a while. But yeah, I'm making fun videos, which is something that I love to do, sketch comedy and characters. And getting out and walking my dog, which is a huge thing. To be out in nature always makes you feel better. So yeah, I'm trying to carve out a little routine here.
I love it. And yay, doggies. We're all big dog fans.
Absolutely. They love this time because we're always home.
Absolutely. I can certainly say that is the same for our puppy, Cooper.
Aw, nice.
Now, prior to COVID impacting live theater, I had the great honor to see you live and in person in a fabulous cabaret called Tea with B. Can you tell our viewers about this show?
Yes, thank you. And I so appreciate your support. You're a wonderful audience member. Yes, so Tea with B is a tribute to Beatrice Lillie, who is a famous vaudeville star, like from the 1920s up until the 1960s. So she was famous like in New York and in London's West End, and she's Canadian, so that's what initially drew me to her. But she was actually called by Brooks Atkinson of the New York Times the funniest woman in the world. So she has a lot of fun songs that I incorporated into the show. And even though she is amazing, or was amazing, a lot of people don't know who she was. So part of creating the show was also to educate people and bring her into their lives. And she was a friend of Tallulah Bankhead and Ethel Merman, so I incorporated them in the show as well. So it's just a really fun cabaret. And Lee Ron Z. Raffaelli, who's a friend of mine before, we got to know each other through a short film. He's a composer, so we worked together on a couple of original songs as well for the show.
Oh, fabulous. And of course, we're all aiming for reality to get back and live theater to open again. What are your plans on taking this show forward? I want to see it again. I've seen it twice. I want to see it again.
Thank you. So I would love to do the show again, and to do it in Canada in particular. I've only done it in New York. And it was actually in Toronto that I first found out about Beatrice Lillie and who she was. So I would love to do it here, but certainly in New York. And to create a film version, I've actually started writing, so in very preliminary stages, because I think it would work well. Either, I haven't decided if it's like a short film to begin with, and then maybe a feature length, just because I think she did so much for comedy and for theater and was beloved by audiences. So I want to bring her to a modern audience as well.
And you are beloved by audiences, and I can safely say that. So putting the two together, guaranteed masterpiece it already is. Recently, and you mentioned this before, you've been seen on the virtual platform, the Homemade Sketch Show. Hilarious. Please check her out. You've created some magical moments. Can you tell our viewers about this?
Yes. So my friend Shara Ashley Zeiger, who I've also worked with on other projects, she's a real go-getter and she loves to make things happen. So she just decided, like, look, there's all these talented comedian friends of mine that I know that I would love to bring on to like a homemade sketch show. Like there are other big shows that are doing things from home with, you know, lower production value because they don't have access to a studio. So why don't we do that too? So yeah, all of the cast members created their own sketches at home. And then we also had an editor. Nancy was amazing. So she, like, I could shoot something in front of this blue screen and then she would add in amazing effects. So yeah, we were able to create weekly, and then we would have a different host, and musical guest every week. So we developed a really great following. And for me, it was just like a really fun way to keep creating and to create a community, like without being there in person. So with the other cast and with our audience. So yes, a lot of fun, a lot of wigs.
Yay for wigs.
Yes.
Love them.
Yeah.
And keep creating, because even up to the last one that I've seen, hilarious. I'm on the floor laughing. Everybody watch this. It's
Yes,
fabulous.
Well, and laughter is so important. And I think like for so many creators, it's really hard right now because it's hard to feel inspired when the future is so uncertain and there's, you know, so much going on in the world too that we want to pay attention to. But it's important to have that release. So I think that's been really great for everyone just to laugh.
I agree completely. And ladies and gentlemen, to see more of Christine's work, we are letting you in on a fabulous thing happening next month at the Festival of Cinema NYC. And speaking of Shara, here in Queens, New York, you will see, starring Christine, in Secret Feminism, which will be showing here at the Festival of Cinema NYC. Tickets are available on their website. But you get to see the fabulous talent of Christine with Shara and all these, I mean, it's a brilliant short film. Loved it. Tell our viewers about it.
Yes. So Secret Feminism is the story of Stella and Maggie, who go into the forest to be their best selves, their best feminist selves, being nasty women. And I love how women have embraced that term and made it their own. Like, oh yeah, nasty woman. All right, well, we're gonna take ownership of that. So it's only 5 minutes, like a 5-minute comedy short. So it stars Shara and myself and our friend Nahara Nichelle. So it's just 3 women in the cast, full female crew. And it was shot in Queens as well. So very cool Queens connection with the festival. I love that it's a drive-in. Yeah, so it's just a really fun look at, I guess, different ways to be feminist and a comedic look at being a nasty woman. And our friend Amanda also wrote an original song for the piece. So it's a very cool team of women behind it.
It's a fabulous film, and ladies and gentlemen, join us next week leading up to the festival, because Christine will be back with Shara, and I will be joined by my fabulous co-host Bonnie Rose, and we're going to be interviewing and talking to Christine and Shara all about this film, and I'm just so excited.
Yeah.
So as we progress towards, you know, some form of normality, whatever that was, whatever it will be, we're just fabulous, so it's going to be fabulous. Can you tell us what you have in the works for the future with shows and movies and anything that you can talk about?
Well, I'm still I'm auditioning for things back in Toronto. So there's some hope that there will be film and TV resuming, and some has. So I'm back to the auditioning grind, which is fun. I have been continuing to create characters. I've been doing Melania Trump a lot lately. And so, yeah, and writing and using this time to really incubate ideas and just be creative and explore. So nothing specific, but I'm looking forward to the future. And I think theater artists are very resilient and adaptive. And I think it's really exciting to see that people are doing socially distanced shows live, out in parks and things, and readings via the internet. So I'm going to continue doing that kind of thing as well as opportunities come up.
Love it. And ladies and gentlemen, please follow Christine and her fabulous adventures. But Christine, where can our viewers follow this journey?
Sure. So yeah, at the Homemade Sketch Show, we'll be coming out with a second season. Like we've wrapped our first season, so that'll be within a couple months, I believe. And then also on my Instagram at Ms. Christine Aziz, so Aziz. I had to think for a second because when I'm in Canada, I say AZIZ. Um, so that's where I post like sketch videos and singing as well. So yeah, that's a great spot for my material.
Definitely find her, follow her. She's fabulous. I promise this.
Thank you.
Christine, honey, as an experienced artist of every genre, what advice would you give to an artist who's just starting out or trying to advance their career? What's some advice that you would give them?
Well, I think like during this particular time, it's really cool to just like take stock of what you really want in your career or what really brings you joy about like show business. And I watched a really interesting interview where it was Frankie Shaw, and she said it's a great time to investigate your own self-limiting beliefs, because I think as artists and as human beings in general, like there are so many things we'd love to do, but then we let our self-doubt hold us back. So I think that's something I've been trying to really explore within myself also, and just to create fun things, whether you show them to anyone or not, just being creative, like reading a script or getting some friends together and like doing reading of sides or what have you, just to be creative and like sing in the shower, just do those kind of things right now, because there is so much that's not within our control. But I think just to not put too much pressure on yourself right now, but like always with this industry, it's about like building relationships. So I think just really building relationships with people who you already know, or maybe reaching out to people you don't know to even just say you admire their work. So yeah.
Oh, thank you for that. And I
That's like maybe a roundabout way of saying all the things I've been thinking, but
so true, and you've hit on so many important topics in that statement. And ladies and gentlemen, take that to heart because it's so true. This is a small community, but a very powerful community. But we want to thank Christine for joining us today, and don't forget to look out next week for another fabulous interview with her and Shara about their upcoming film, Secret Feminism. So we're very excited, and make sure to follow Christine and laugh.
yes.
Powerful thing to do these days.
Yes.
But thank you, my love, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mama Rose.
Until next time, follow us, follow Christine, and look out because the festival's coming up and it's going to be fabulous. We'll see you soon.
There's a dick in the hole, so I'll scream and I'll shout. There's a dick in the hole just a stone's throw away. There's a dick in the hole and I must save the day. That old black magic's got me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. There's no business like show business, like no business I know.